Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another quick tips tutorials brought to you by Photoshop Elements Custom Tutorials Group. And let's jump right into today's poster. Want us to know how to create proper shadows for these images with the skateboards and the birds. So originally the poster was using the marquee tool, and I simplified the layers so that I could actually separate the birds and the skateboards into their individual portions. That way we can create shadows without affecting the birds at all, and if we wanted a shadow to be behind the bird, it would automatically go there. Now, if you notice, and I created an empty layer so I can draw in it here, that where is the original shadows? You always have to first think about where the sunlight is coming from. And if you notice on this bird right here, that the shadow is kind of like coming around like this, and that's where the shadow is. What that means is the sunlight is actually coming like this, and it's coming from this direction and behind the bird because the shadow is towards us and to the left. So that's where we need to put the shadows for the skateboards. I'll turn that layer off so that we can create the shadows for the skateboards. And that shadow should be down and over to the left. This one down and over to the left. So let's create that. First, we're going to take the first skateboard and make a copy of it by right clicking up here on that layer and hit duplicate, and there's the second duplicate. I'm going to go ahead and lock that duplicate. It automatically puts it on top of the original, and it doesn't matter. Let's grab the original, and I'm going to drag it over here. Now what we want to do is first make it into a shadow, and then we're going to position it. So the easy way to make this into a shadow is to right click, edit layer style, hit the stroke, and it automatically is set to black, which is what we want. We could change the color, but it's already at black, so we'll leave it at there. And let's make it a little bit bigger. But let's make the position here from outside to the inside and see what it does. As I make it bigger, look what it does. It fills it all in. And that's what we want. We'll hit OK. Now, if we stretch this around, it might stretch out to where we don't see black. So let's take this layer here. It says that it's got an effect on it, and let's marry that effects into it, the layers, by right clicking and hitting simplify layer. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing to this skateboard. Now this time, instead of right clicking and hitting duplicate, I'm going to do it the simpler way by holding down the Alt key, which is the left button next to the space key, and holding the left mouse button, and you just drag a new board. That's how easy it is to duplicate stuff. So now I can take this layer and right click, edit layer style, go to stroke, make the stroke on the inside, and then make it big enough to fill the whole board. Once again, we hit OK. We got to simplify. You can't forget to simplify this layer by hitting the simplify button. And go ahead and make this vertical like this. And of course, I didn't choose the right position of the layer, so this one's on top of the other board. All we have to do is take that layer and drag it underneath. I'm going to go ahead and lock this top layer. Same thing with this board here, like we locked it. So now we grab that bottom layer board and bring it over here like this, kind of where it's going to be. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that we can see where we're stretching our newly created shadow. So now we go up to Image, Transform, and Distort. And let's go ahead and grab all the four corners and create exactly where we think that shadow is going to be. And just like we said before, that shadow should be towards us and stretched like this. I'm zooming way out so that I can really stretch the shadow like it would be. And that's kind of like this. And that looks pretty good. I'll hit OK. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. But remember, I have to make it vertical again. And now we can bring it over here and go to Image, Transform, and Distort, and recreate from scratch where we think that shadow is going to be. We're going to stretch that way over like this, and that's looking pretty good right around there. Now, the problem is the opacity is too high and they're not blurry enough. So let's first work with the blurriness. We're going to come up here to Filter and then go to Blur and Gaussian Blur. It automatically went to 1 point, so we can bring it all the way up to where it is almost undistinguishable of what it is. And let's bring it back a little bit at a time till we think that we like it. I kind of like it right around there at 20 points. I like that shadow like that. I'm going to hit OK. Do the same thing to this one. Go up to the Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and it automatically set to where I had it last time at 20. That looks pretty good, 20 pixels. We'll hit OK. Now we can adjust the opacity, which is right up here. Go from 100 down to 0 and bring this up just a little at a time. I think at about 40. I'm going to exaggerate a little bit for this video and come back over here and do this one at about the same opacity, which was about 45. I'm going to type in 45. That looks pretty good. And there we have our shadows for our boards. Now you can always take the background and adjust the background if you wanted. We can take the, go to Enhance, Lighting, and Brightness, and we could change the brightness or the contrast. If we want the birds to, be popped out a little bit more, we can darken the background like that, do whatever you want. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Hey, thanks for watching this tutorial, and don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Rich calling it quits, saying over and out.